So hi everybody and welcome back to this full game tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 66, and in this video I continue there where I stopped in my last video, and that was the part where I create this sound system for this monster worm when it comes near and near. And we covered already this part which you see here on the screen. That was here this counter and then this activation place, and we had a problem here at the end where I play the sound. We talked about how we can use a switch, and then after, let's say, 10 steps, then I will define a sound. But the problem was with the sound, like I showed you in my gameplay, and my gameplay was like this. So here is my character. Let's say here you can see this is the collision box. Just for test purposes I placed it here, but here is the collision box. And after I cross this collision box, then I want that the monster worm is realizing us. And then first I want that the monster worm is behind here anywhere or far away. And we hear a sound, so the sound far away must be a little bit not so loud like when he's near on our place, which means we need a sound scaling, and the sound scaling we have to implement. And here is already a solution. I don't know if this is the best solution. Normally you would not make something like that, but let me show how I solved this. So first of all, what I did is here are our count steps. What are the count steps again? So like I said, when my character is walking, the monster worm is realizing our step waves, and then the monster worm make a sound, this scream sound, and moves towards us. But when we stop again, then the monster worm stops too, because the monster worm just can realize our waves. Right, so the monster worm will only move when I move 10 steps. That was this one. And now the job is here. The sound which the monster worm is doing far away must be less than when the monster worm is, let's say, a little bit closer to us. So we need a change of volume. And how we make this is very easy. Actually, you can see display sound. When we click here this drop down, you can see there are different menus, and one menu is, for example, volume multiplier, and this volume multiplier is by default 1, but you can right click it, promote to variable, which I did, and then you have it here. And now you can use this volume multiplier and define your own volume here. So I just take it first, I promote it to the variable like you saw it here, then compile, save it, and after this one you can drag this out, and then you can set it. And if you set it, you can see it's exactly this note here. Then I just drag it here. This is the first time we hear the sound of the monster worm. I click it, I check it here, and then here I define the volume. This you can see this volume you can hear right in it, but I want to define it here. And then first, like I said, the volume is less because the monster worm is far away. It is approaching to us. So the first sound we hear is less. In my case, I set it for 0. Let's see, what was it? 1.596. Okay, this was a copy. My first one was 6, yeah, 0.6. And the 0.6, I can connect it here. And the question is now why I'm copying this one. Normally, you would not copy all time. You would just may go to the next one here and just connect it here. And that's the problem. You can't connect this. Normally, this one node would be enough, but this one is not anyhow assignable. I think in C++ it would work, but here, oh, it would be a, yeah, it's in C++ it would work, but here in Blueprints, I could not find it how, so I just copied this node here. You can see, and all time I did the same thing here. So with other words, for every step after 20 steps, I set the sound louder. So you can see the multiplier is now 0.9. After 30 steps, because the worm is approaching me come closer and closer, the sound is louder. and louder. And here is probably my end sound, because here the swarm is so near that we have to define after the last one radius where the worm can spot us and probably kill us. It was too close. So our goal will be later to find a way that before the worm comes to our radius to kill us, that we find a way to escape this situation. This is the gameplay, but the code here is not finished. The problem here is this sound here works fine, but there was a start sound with this collision box, right? Do you remember where I said, oh no, I have to scroll here. Let's make it a little bit faster. So now I fly there faster. So here, the scroll box here, not the scroll box, this, this collision box here. Let's make it slower again. So this collision box here has already this table. Let's open this up. Let me show you. This is our collision box with our options, and if this collision box has this tag here, this scream sound, then it will activate this block here, and then the table will be called, and the table will choose in our table the row. Let's open up the table as well. It's open up here, so I double click normally here, and then you can see it's here, and it would be select this row here, and it will select here in our row this source wave, and it will call this wave here, right? That we talked already. And then you can see the source wave is selected, and here I play the sound. But the problem is I have to set the first sound, like I said before, the first sound is 0.3. So I have to set it normally here to 0.3, but here you can't do it. I can't do this here. Why I can't do this here? Because this sound here, what I use here in this setup in my table, is the sound for the whole table. What I mean with that is, you can see it's not only for this row. Let's click on the other one, and you can see I use it later here for my normal text too, for instruction. You saw it in my case where I said I have to find the lighter, or yes, this game instructions, find the lighter, find pistol, it's too dark, and all this text, other text. So the problem is, normally I need here a value of 0.3. I can't use this. With other words, we have to find a workaround, and yes, there are different kind of workarounds. One workaround is you just say, okay, I can't use you, and there is something else, a problem, which I want to show you. I can't change it in the table, at least not in this setup here. Normally, I expected here something like, okay, here is the sound wave, and okay, where are the options to set the volume? So you can see this sound wave is just calling this. Here you just call the source. Here are not option settings, so you have not something like like this here. Here you have the options to set the sound. So this one I can't set here in the table. That's the problem. And now, how I solve this? Like I said, there are different ways. One way is just, okay, don't use this because we can't set this. Don't use this row, which means I go to the table and say, don't use it. So here I delete this and say clear. So this 4 is cleared, which means if this one goes here in with the scream sound, this will do nothing at this point. But I have to react, and then you can see you can make a special condition. So you can see here comes this tag in, the scream sound, and then you can see, okay, I show you this here, what you can make and different options fast. So instead, what you can do then, I cleared here, you can see I have deleted this row, but still I need to play the sound, right? But I can't use this one, so I just make it special. But first, here is the tag of this collision box. This scream sound I still use. You can take it, and the reason why the question is, okay, why I take the tag, because after this tag I know it should play the first sound. And how we can check this, and all time when we check this is a if check. If you hear the word check, then think about a if condition. Most time it is a if condition, and in the blueprints it is called a branch. This branch is most time a condition checker, right? You can see here's this word condition. And now the question is, this one is a tag. Yes, you have to make from this name a comparison. You compare it, for example, to the thing what you want check. So you write here, for example, equal. That is one way, and say if this tag which comes in is exactly the scream sound, which means we select this thing here, this collision box. So I have now to write the exact name. Let's find the exact name is this one here. Let's see if I can. Yes, F2, and then I copy this name here, or you just write here this one, and then you paste it here. Paste here, and now if this is the case, you can see if this is the condition means if this is true, because this is an equal sign, we compare now the input and to the scream sound. If this is the case, then I want, let's put this a little bit back here, because I catch here this special case. That's why it is called here special case. Then I want that you don't go in. So here, you should not go in here. I want that you go and make something special. But if this is not the case, which means here was another input, I want that you should use the table, which means in false case, I go here. In the true case, I want that you do my special sound system. So not use this one. So which other word? I say again here, play sound, play 2D sound. Not working. Spawn, it is called spawn here. Okay, spawn or play. Let's normally play 2D sound. Okay, play sound 2D. This one, you can make something. Here we have a spawn, so we can cut this off. You can make also here a spawn, because the spawn is better, because with a spawn you can make a reference, and later if you want to interrupt the sound, you can cut it off. In my case, in this purpose, I don't need it, because it will probably not cut off at this point, so I can use this one here. And so here I play the sound. Now you have just to find the sound again. That was the scream sound. I have deleted it. It was not a good idea. Before you delete, you should find the sound, because this sound here we are using just here. It's the same sound which I use here, so no problem. So it's the scream sound here. Yes, this one is it. I select this one. And I use here this back arrow, or you just find it here, the name, what you like. And now, drop down menu, this one here, this arrow. And now I specify the first number, because this is the first time. And here is already a little bit closer. That was 0.6. I make here 0.3. I have all time this range 0.3. And then I have specified it here. Of course, you can, if you want, make this also a variable, but in this case, I don't use it in other places. Here, I used it in other places. That's why I made here a variable. But you don't have to create here a variable as well. If you want, you can just expand it. And this was not necessary. I just made it for, I don't know. This is normally a wasted a node. Normally, it's not good. Normally, what you would do is rather do something like that. You expand this and write here directly the value, and then you would just connect this one here. This one is the same thing with this one without this thing, but whatever. This is not so, this is not so, it will not break our game. But for optimization purposes, this one you would not make normally. Anyway, that's not so important right now. Because I try just to prototype this one later, I optimize. So anyway, let's continue here. So the point is now I catch this special case, and then you can say what you want to do after this, and then you say, do I need all the other things here? No, there is no text, because the first one is playing the text. You can see this is the text table. That is here. The first one, we have here two settings. One is text. That would be here the string, and the one is the wave. And this I catch here the wave, and I catch also the text, but the text is printing anything, nothing, and then here's doing nothing, which means after this one I can go here to a return. I don't need anything after this one. This is just one solution. But you can say, of course, you can say you want not make the solutions here, but it will come out the same thing, but only in another place. And what I mean in another place is make it perhaps a little bit more clear. You can say, hey, this special case, I can call it when I need it. And what I mean with that is when I go back here, not to the function, to the event graph. Here's the event graph, and you can see the special case is called here. It will check here, and then if this is the scream sound, then it will become true. So you don't have to use this node at all. You can say, hey, this node is, I use it not at all, because you can see we have deleted it here. It's not here anymore. So I can say, hey, why not make it so when I don't use it, let's see, what do I have? Remove from parent. I don't need this one, then just make it here. Play the sound here, define it here, 0.3, it's okay. And then what we have here, work activation, that I need, and that's it. So remove the whole table call. You can make this one as well. The difference now is, if you make it here without the table call, is that you're indicating that you are using this path here, and with table call you are indicating only that is a special call where you don't want to use here this table. So this is just preference, make what you like, and I showed you both options here, just it is possible. So let me show you the event graph. Let's finish this one also, because there is something strange with this line here. Let's see what this is. This is just removed from parent. Of course, there is nothing to remove, because this table will create here. Let's see, play to sound delay, and then do, yes, this one here will create automatically all time this table, this the string here, this first string, and this will be then used here, and this, where is that? Let me show you this. It's normally, you can, let me show it here. It's here, it comes here. Yeah, I have no, here I have string. It is created, the string is created, and you can remove this from parent. So I'm not sure, but I think so, yes. So you don't need this line here. Also, then you can remove this one. You can remove actually the this thing here. And then we have here another play sound. So there are two solutions, also different. Make what you like. This one should work also. Let's see, I don't use now the text here, so I don't use this solution now. Should work now too. And let's test this. After you did that, compiled that, we can test it. And how we test it, we just start the game and see if it works. So I saved all. I start the game. Let's see if I find this call. I make your sound a little bit louder. My microphone is not capturing the sound, this game sound very perfect, but it sounds normal. But let's see if this is working a little bit. It's dark. I have to use the lighter. You see, that was the sound of the other normal. Let me show you this one again. So that was the sound which was used here. That's why I could not change here this one to 0.3, because this one, the other text sound should stay. That's why I needed this other setting, or in my case, I just skipped the whole thing and set it up here in the event graph. Now you can see I skipped the whole thing and just set here the sound, which is 0.3, which we will see in a moment. I skip here also now, finding all time the lighter and so, and I press instead F1 so that I see where I can walk, or press F2. And now I run. Of course, during the game you can't make this. Now we will. So that was the first. So that was the first sound. It was not so loud. Let's walk and see. Now on the left side you see the counter on 10. I made the next sound, 8, 9, and now. That was a little bit louder, and let's walk a little bit more. Now 19 and 20. And you see it's much louder, which means it indicates it comes near and near. And let's go on. 27, 28, 29. Okay, and you are almost dead. You see the implementation is done, and we have to do a little bit gameplay now from on this point, but it works. So you can see that was the sound system, the implementation, that was that. And after this one, we have to, yes, like I said before, there is one step which the worm is so near that the worm is in our radius and he will kill us, and we have to avoid this by analyzing that. When the important part will be in this game that you understand that every time when you move, the worm is moving too, and then we have to make a little bit gameplay and a little bit creativity and see what options we can give the player to escape the situations. And with that and about that I will talk in the next video. So, and that was it for this part. And like all time, if you have any questions or anything you want to write in the comments, then do it. If not, then we see us in the next video. And like all time, have fun, never give up, and bye.